Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Master of Orion. Now, I've recently destroyed a major Barathi fleet, and I'm currently attacking the Barathi capital. Now, as far as other colonies that the Barathi have, it looks like we're aware of a couple other systems that they may have colonies in, although this is old data that may be incorrect. We also have our ally, the Alkari, here in the yellow, which are nearby, and although they don't block the Barathi from coming in this direction, they do block the Barathi from over here, at least possibly they do. So I'm not sure if we have anything to fear from a Barathi counterattack. Now, one thing that happened in my last video is I was trying to attack their capital here, and I lost one of my troop transports, and I'm not really sure exactly why that happened. And I didn't end up landing any troops on the planet, and I don't really have any indicator of why that happened, but hopefully we can land some other troop transports on that planet as soon as possible, or figure a way to take it and not lose our other troop transport. Now, I'm not sure if I'm in the turn that I tried to attack or the turn after it, so I'll see if I can attack again. But one thing I want to probably start doing here is finding a planet that still has some Marines. It looks like Geta Prime does, that I can build a troop transport at. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to move that up so that it is Robo-Miners. We probably want Robo-Miners to finish, so we're going to have a couple turn delay. Where would be another good place to produce ground forces? Well, we're about to finish a cruiser over here, so I think that it would be safe to build a troop transport here. And we should have Marines, which we have a full boat, more or less, of Marines. So we'll get working on that soon, and it will finish at the same time as Geta Prime. Of course, the issue that we might have is that those transports might not get completed. They might get completed and then we don't need them, is what I meant to say. I guess we could build another one here just to be safe. So let's select another troop transport, which is here. And that will only take us one turn to complete. But considering that it's further away, it's actually good that it will produce quicker. And let's see if we can attack the planet again. No, okay, so that must have happened this current turn that we had that setback. So let's go ahead and end the turn then. Alright, so we have one of the troop transports getting completed. The Robo-Miners on Geta Prime are completed, so we'll start working on the other troop transport. And a cruiser that we've been working on for quite a while is finally finished. Now, before we get into figuring out if we can attack Ursa, I just want to make sure the scouts are doing what they need to do, and it looks like they are. They're in transit, so we don't have anything going on there. Let's just supervise over here, make sure our colony ships are going where they need to go. Looks like we're set there. And we have our space factory, which is going to come over here. All right, so everything looks good as far as our current colony setup, and there shouldn't be any production that we need to adjust other than maybe Sol Prime. And I kind of want to see how this attack on Barathi, the capital, works. To see if we can... Might as well bring the rest of the fleet over. Alright, so last time I may have messed up here with what I did with my transports, and that might be the reason why we lost a transport. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the bombs, then I'm going to hit deploy. Alright, so the Barathi have resisted the human invasion, so I guess we failed. And it looks like they did lose Marines, so I could have swore that there was a screen for that before, though. Maybe I'm just misremembering that. I could have swore when we did the Mershan attack that there was actually a screen showing us the attack, but maybe that's not something that's implemented and I'm just misremembering. But I guess what happened is we sent our transport down and it failed. I'm just confused because the last time it only let us send one of our transports down and not the other. At least that's how I remember it. Again, maybe I did something with the interface incorrectly. But, alright, so it's going to take us a little bit more time to get rid of that, the Marines there. So, I think that's more or less all we're going to do there. Now, where does this cruiser end up going then? Because you could argue we need it down here, but we don't really have much of a threat with the Barathi at the moment. You could also argue that we need it up here, just because this fleet up here is a little bit weaker. So you can see the compared strength to the other fleet. It's actually kind of hard to say. I guess I'll send it down here because there's no real threat up top at the moment. And we are building another... Well, we're not building another cruiser. We're building more destroyers up here. So maybe we'd send the majority of those destroyers that are working here on Fierce Prime. We'll send those to the Northern Fleet. And that should be everything that we're currently working on. So we're going to have 2 more troop transports completing on Sol Prime and Gator Prime. I'll probably wait until all 3 of the troop transports arrive before I start trying to attack that planet again. Not positive on that. And we already checked out the scouts. So what I might do here is just go to Sol Prime and queue something else up. I'm not so sure the scout is a high priority right now. I mean, it's still a good thing to have that scout. But what else do we need? Well, we definitely need robo-miners, that's for sure. So let's get working on that. And then probably after that's done, we really need to start working on upgrading our fleet. But that currently, Fierce Prime is working on that. And it is the planet that I have the most production capacity with. So, and I don't think there's anything we need to queue up here. And we're cranking out production pretty much as efficiently as we can, although we are bringing up pollution quite a bit in the interim. But I'll let that go for a little while. Alright, so let's just end the turn. Alright, so now we have a lot of construction going on here. So we have a research lab completed on Alpha 4. Let's just make sure Alpha 4 has a bunch of stuff queued up. It looks like it's okay for the meantime, so I'm not going to worry about that. We have a starbase, which is going to give us more command points, which is fantastic. And it's currently working on a spaceport. What else can we queue for it? Well, a space elevator would be nice, which is going to reduce ship cost. So we might as well queue that up. And then maybe a advanced data center will be nice. And then I guess we'll do the neutron collider, followed by the robo-miners. Or maybe soil enrichment facility would be nice. All right, that should queue everything up. So that planet is more or less good. Soil enrichment facility on Ptolemy 5. That's decent queue going on there, so I'm not going to really alter that. We have a 2 troop transports, and we have a robo-miner on Ptolemy 2. We're right near Ptolemy 2, so we might as well take a look at that. So we have subterranean farms working right now. And after that, there won't be anything, so we might as well work on something for the fleet. Now, this is going to be another one of our planets. It's going to produce a lot of things for us. So, one of the big problems with this planet, though, is its population is a little bit behind. It's going to take quite a while for that to change. So, maybe I'll do that. Get a little bit less research, but we get more food production going. And this will be completed soon. And maybe I work on another cruiser, one that will be sent up north. Although it's possible we'll actually end up changing that. Wow, look how fast it can produce that cruiser. Much faster than Sol can. So we'll go ahead and do that. And that should do all of our production, except we now need to queue. We already have something. We already have something on Sol, I believe, ready to go as far as production. So that's fine. Might as well send that troop transport where it needs to go, which is all the way down here. And we have Gator Prime we have to consider. So right now it's working on a civil transport, and it's getting close to having full population. This is our more or less our population planet. We could send that population over to Ptolemy 2, and we kind of do need it over there. I think that's a good call. And, wow, subterranean farms on a planet that already produces so much food for us. I guess why not? And then we'll see after that. Okay, so let's go ahead and tell its troop transport to move along. And let's check on our scouts, just make sure. Ooh, that one looks like it is now at rest. So we have this system uncovered. Let's see if there's anything interesting. No. And no. You can kind of just tell by the graphic it's a crap planet. So we've got a link there. All right, so where haven't we explored? We haven't explored this system, but we don't know of any links to it. More or less dead end here and here because of military outposts. Have we not met the Sakra yet? We see a planet there. We don't have them. Yeah, they're the only race we have yet to encounter. Maybe if we bring that scout close by, we'll get a contact. And I really don't have anywhere else I think I want to send that scout necessarily. Although we could just send it over here in case there's a connection here and here. And then we have a scout going this way and a scout going this way. But honestly, that scout would eventually dead end anyway. So, oh yeah, here's the other dead end. So, maybe never mind on that. Let's just go to this system. And we might as well just queue it all the way over to here. Well, you know what? Let's go into the system, figure out what the system is, and then do that. All right, that should be that. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Oh, yeah, colony ships. Let's just make sure they're... I think they're still a little ways away. Yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, we have a fleet needing orders. They'll just be dropping bombs, I guess. I mean, we're really starting to wipe out the population on this planet, which is not necessarily something we are wanting to do. But at the same time, if the population is gone, then we don't have to assimilate them now, do we? And eventually, the Marines will keep going down. So, yeah, I guess that's going to be that. Now we can end the turn. All right, civil transport completed. Ptolemy 5 has grown, and we also have Sol Prime growing, which I'm going to assume, yeah, at the population cap now. All right, well, we're fine with the production on Sol right now. Ptolemy 5 is one of our relatively newer planets. It is still kind of requiring... a... terraforming, which I actually may queue here. And I'm thinking about focusing more on food production here, because that's more efficient for us. Because this planet is a big planet. It can hold a lot of population, so why not? Okay. Let's go to that Gator Prime here. So, Gator Prime is working on that. That's fine. Not sure what I'm going to queue after that, but I probably should queue something. Now, this lets you buy things, buyout costs lower. That's not really a high priority for me, and considering how much it costs in maintenance, I really don't like that. So, should we queue up another colony ship, maybe? Or continue to queue up civil transports? Why not? Okay. I could always change that later. Alright, let's go to the fleet that needs orders, which we know is this one. Let's attack. Continue to drop our bombs. Alright. And the troop transports are on their way. What is the fleet that it says it needs orders? Let's just check that out. So what fleet needs orders? Oh, civil transport, of course, the ship that we just built. Now, in my mind, I'm going to end up sending this to Ptolemy 2, and the main reason is just so that we can get that production going, get more population on this planet, because it's such a big planet and it can produce so much. The faster we get that population up, I think the better off we are. Of course, I could always redirect it to one of our newer colonies if I want to. And our colony ships are getting there. Let's kind of just get this one moving along. So it's only one turn away, as is our space factory. And I forget, what planet were we going to colonize here? I believe it was the Tundra planet we were going to colonize. And it was mostly because this is a choke point, I believe, is the reason we're doing that. Have we uncovered a better planet since? Well, that's a better planet, but you know, I'm still torn about this because, you know, space pirates can spawn in any empty system. So it could spawn behind our choke point. And that would be kind of, you know, a moot point then. We do have some good planets that we could colonize instead, but then it would be very difficult for us to defend them, which is kind of why I'm holding off. But this system is so close to the other system, I'm thinking about actually redirecting. I know it's a small planet, it can only hold 6 population. But I'm actually considering redirecting this colony ship to this planet rather than to this system here. Just because these planets are not great. I mean, yeah, I get gold here, but we'd have to terraform this so many times to get it to be at Terran level that I'm not really sure about that. Any case, what else do we got? We already did that, so let's just end the turn. Our troop transports are a ways off, but it actually may be worth having them attack one at a time. You know, that ship looks different. It looks like a space factory, but it's not a space factory. It's a troop transport. That's odd. In any case, let's see what we've got. So we got a research lab. Yeah, we're fine there. I don't think we really need to produce anything else. Soil enrichment. Yeah, we have a bunch queued there. And we have Gata Prime growing, which we knew about. So we're more or less good for our production. Well, let's make sure Gata Prime has that population doing what we want it to do. Which it is. Alright, that's good. Question is, do we need that much production? Because it is causing pollution. You know what? It is what it is. Okay, so fleet needs orders. It's going to be this fleet, I'm fairly certain. So let's attack again. Drop our bombs. I'm probably only going to drop one more time, then I'm just going to let things stand. And we have both of our scouts arriving in this system as well. So I don't believe we have gone into this system to scout it. At least I'm not certain of that. We definitely haven't gone into this system or this system, so let's queue this system first, and then we'll go from there. And our colony ships, I believe we moved this turn, but just to be certain. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, so we can colonize this turn. Let's do that. Drop the colony, and this is our Gaian-rich gold planet. Yep, very good for us. So colonize. All right, and let's queue up our production, and it's going to be the typical things: hydroponic farms, biospheres, and what else do we want? Probably a automated factory, and then after that we can do wherever the government support for. Yeah, there it is. And finally, the research lab. There we go. And once we get the hydroponic farms completed, we'll start getting population growth here, and everything will be good. Let's actually look at... So it seems like our food production is doing quite well. And the gold is going to give us a little bit more money. So that's nice as well. We're doing pretty well as far as cash goes. We'll have the space factory build. I still don't know how you build a jump gate, and it's just something I haven't been able to figure out. And we'll build the military outpost. It only takes us 5 turns now because this space factory has been upgraded to the better one. I think it's called the Super Space Factory or something like that. And then this colony ship is on its way. So, all right, we're good to go. All right, and we've got some okay, good. We might as well start working on some other things over here. So what's the next priorities as far as everything goes? Well, not really keen on doing the orbital shipyard at this point, that's for sure. Just trying to see what the next tier of things. So toxic processor appears to be easy to produce. And then it looks like our next tier is things that take 9 turns to build. So what do we want out of this? Soil enrichment will give us more population, which is good. And maybe we start working on a star base, because that'll give us command points. And as well as, you know, other benefits, being able to repair and well, increase the repair and build ships and so on and so on. So probably queue that up. And beyond that, we have research. And we have morale. Maybe I'll do the morale building first. All right, we're good there. And then we have a fleet needing orders, and I'm going to assume it's this fleet down here. It is. So let's attack one more time. And as I said, I'm going to drop bombs one more time. All right, we've really dropped their population. That may be the last that we do there. How is our diplomacy going as far as... Cylons still hate us. Alkari still love us, but I think it's actually dropped off a little bit. What can we do with the Alkari?
The blessings of the Sky God be upon. What proposition would you put forth?
You can share charts, although they don't have any charts to share with us. You can exchange tech. Here's that they still have tech that we don't have. Oh yeah, we don't really care about that right now. And otherwise, we can't really do anything. Isn't there a research treaty, though? Why can't we do that? Wow, it costs a lot. All right, well.
May the wind carry you to paradise, my friend.
All right, so there's not a whole lot we can do beyond what we've already done with the Alkari. And that's pretty much it. So I think for the rest of the time, I'm probably just going to be sitting on the enemy planet and not really attacking it as much. So let's get our fleet moving here. This is queued to move, I believe, here. Although if we take that planet, it might not actually be all that required to make a military outpost where it is. We might as well have our scouts move. Alright, so this system is more or less empty. As far as we know, that system is empty. So I'm going to prioritize going in this direction. And we might as well have this guy go. Alright, so there is a decent planet here. That's pretty nice. Okay. Just see. So it's just abundant resources. It doesn't have any real specials. And it's a small planet that can have 8 population, which is not fantastic, but it's not terrible either. Let's go ahead and move that scout over here so we can get starting over here, although there might be a connection between these two systems. Don't really have anywhere else to send that scout, so might as well go in that direction. Or, alternatively, we can go this way and just double check that the system has been checked out. Okay. Let's end the turn. So, a fleet needs orders. I probably overbombed, honestly, Ursa Prime. I'm a little paranoid that they're going to build some kind of defenses that will prevent me from landing troops, but, you know, I think we're fine. And our troop transports will get there eventually. And that's pretty much it. I mean, nothing really has happened this turn. We are moving the scout. Then once the space factory is done with this military outpost, I guess we'll move over here and put one here. And then we may send it over here and put one here, and then maybe one here. Just to make sure that this is all quartered off. But in any case, let's end the turn. Alright, so got some things going on. First off, research.
Our scientists have made a new discovery.
This allows us to have a increased population limit. We'll see how that works here in a second, because we know the population of some of our planets. Let's choose our research, though, and I want to look at the tech tree just to see what we're getting. Alright, so we have this, which is upgrades to our ship. I remember that. We get a better ship hull here, which I am tempted to do. And a new ship tech as well. Antimatter drive or antimatter bomb. The antimatter drive would make our ships faster. So again, I think that's better than the bomb for sure. We have teaching methods, which is a research bonus. And things for spies. But spies haven't been implemented, so that's useless tech. You know what? I'm going to go with this to get a battleship going. Go ahead and start working on that. And maybe we'll switch Fears Prime's production here. Well, not Fears Prime. Ptolemy 2, I believe, is the one. Yeah. We'll switch its production from the Hornet, although we are kind of working on that now. Well, you know, we could make the cruiser and then see what happens after that. In any case, we have the subterranean farms, which we know about because that's why we're starting to work on the Hornet. Should we work on something else instead? Well, actually, tough call. I mean, none of this is really a high priority, so I figure we work on the cruiser. As our research will take 8 turns, this will almost be done by the time we get that going. So, because I'm going to have a population point coming over this way, I am tempted to ramp up production. On the other hand, what I could do is I could actually slow down production a little bit. kind of limit the pollution that we're racking up. But on the other hand, how much we have to limit that? Yeah, you know what? Let's just crank this thing out. And maybe I'll queue up a pollution cleanup at some point. Some of these planets are really going to need it eventually. But we do have population growth. And where put the population? I don't think we need that increased production because it doesn't really do anything for us. So instead, I'm going to put it into research. Because I don't really think we need the population necessarily at the moment. Oh, but we were going to check out how that affected our population cap. So let's take a look at Sol Prime, which is nearby. Yeah, we gained 1. So it was 11 was our cap, and now it's 12. So our farmers will start actually expanding our population beyond what we could do before. It may be time to actually build subterranean farms. And you know what? I'm just going to get rid of the scout. I just don't think we need a scout at the moment. We've already more or less explored a lot of these systems, although somehow I missed this system. Huh, that's kind of an oversight. Maybe then rather than send the scout that way, I should check out this system. There we go. Okay, should be good to go. Let's go ahead and send that guy out. So we've got a tundra planet and a arid planet with artifacts. Both of these planets have artifacts, so this is the better out of the two, obviously. Let's move over here now. Ooh, and we have eyes on the rest of the Borathi fleet. Let's take a look at what they've got. So they have nothing. They have a colony ship. Ah. Do we attack? I say yes. This is pretty much an undefended colony that has a bunch of systems. What I'm going to do is I'm going to not take the Beetle with me, though. The bomber's just going to stay here and maintain the blockade. Let's go attack. Might as well keep hitting the enemy while they're down. Does not appear there's a military outpost here, so we've got pretty much a free attack here. And they have no fleet to speak of in this system. So we can come in here and kind of just take out their system. Matter of fact, I'm tempted to actually send the bomber and just let this planet sit there because, yeah, they can build defenses, which I'm not happy about. But you know what? I'm going to send this ship with the rest of the fleet. So we have a combined fleet here now. All right. I think that's pretty much good for what we're going to do. So we have the troop transports coming there. They're a little behind. I'm not actually sure what to do the space factory, though. Maybe send it over here. And then we have the cruiser close behind. And is this both of our... Where's our other troop transport? There should be 3 total. Was it with the cruiser? No, I didn't see it. Huh, I don't know where the third troop transport is, unless we never built the third one. I could have swore we did, but... Yep, not sure. I'm fairly certain, though, that we did build one. Just send that guy along. We'll have to remember next turn to do that. All right, so why don't we end the turn here? But I'm also going to end the video here, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.